So when you look at these pending concepts in payables, okay, we have invoice approvals under BA and OTBA. So the invoice approvals we test we done with the configuration, but the approvals was not working in that environment which we are using for classes. So we'll try the same in the different environment and we'll see. Okay, if it is going to work fine, that's okay. Or else before we complete the course, I'll be showing in the different instance. Now I'm going to show in the release 11. We'll try with the release 11 version. Okay, 12 different environments we tried, but no luck. Okay, we'll just go through. So these are the setups as we discussed. Okay, so we discussed these points. We have a ERP cloud user, and we have to create one more user as a manager. We have to create employee supervisor relationship by specifying who is a supervisor for ERP cloud, and we'll create the approval rule in the BPM, and we'll enable approvals for our business unit, and we'll go and create invoice and we have to submit for approval. Then the notification should goes to manager based on the rule which we defined here. We'll just test the same in the different environment. This is going to be release 11 environment. Okay, cloud.
Just one question. This is Iqbal. When we have to do practice, so where we do the practice in 11 or 12?
12 only. 12 only.
Okay, so but right now it's not working in 12. So when we do the practice, so
See,
are you going to give us access to another instance? This is Iqbal, Muhammad Iqbal.
Yes. See, this is just only one concept I am covering. The rest, everything is
okay.
Fine in 12.
Yeah. That's my question. That's this concept is not working in 12. So if we have to do the same concept, the one piece that, so we have.
Yeah. If you want to test this, we'll provide it. Not an issue.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Fine. Okay. So this is a 11 environment. We have a ERP cloud user. We'll go and create the ERP cloud MGR. Okay. So to create that, you can just go to the same task, setup and maintenance. To create the employee user, we have a task called as manage users, right? So create, say, ERP cloud MGR. And take the hire date as a past date as we discussed. Just make it 16. So username, and you can provide the person's type, and here you select legal employer. So in this environment we created only business unit, not ledger and legal employer. Here we just were using existing ledger and legal entity, because I'm using US1 legal entity, but we created our own business unit in this. Since this is a older version, we create everything from scratch here. Okay, so ERP cloud US business unit. Fine. And say save and close. So in release 12, we can go to security console. From there we can reset the password for this user, and roles also we can assign. But since it's 11, that we can do only from IDM, identity manager. Anyway, that also you can just have a look once. So task is manage job roles. Click on manage job roles. It will take us to IDM. Click on administration. Find your user here. Your display name, just click on the display name. Click on reset password. And check email. Reset password. Done. Okay, no roles are required for this user. Done. So we completed this setup. Now we'll create employee and supervisor relationship. Now go to employee. So manage user's task. Click on search. Find our employee. Employee name is ERP Cloud. Search. Select this record. Then click on actions. Then say manage users. This task is not opening. Okay. So normally if you have to go to actions and you have to click on manage users. So that's how it's not opening the definition. Just better click on the username. It will open the user record. So employee record. Here you have to specify the manager for this user. Search. The manager name is ERP Cloud MGR. Select. Say OK. Done. So save and close. Okay. So now we'll go to the BPM. There we'll create the approved rule for supervisory approval hierarchy. Okay. Here search for approval. Here we have a task list called as define approval management for financials. From here directly you can select the task called as manage task configuration for financials. Okay, the task configuration got selected. Now you can go to the workflow which is available for AP invoices. Here you could see Fin AP Invoice Approval. Select it. So already we discussed the relevant points, how to enable, disable the nodes, the process, everything. Since it was not working in our environment, we are trying in this totally different environment. That's all. Okay. Just select the task configuration and just click on edit. Edit enabled. Then go to assignees. Just verify what are the nodes enabled here. This node is enabled. I'm going to disable it. Select, say ignore. This is also enabled. So ignore, it will be disabled. And we'll enable this node. So uncheck, it will be system will enable. Then say save undo, commit, nothing but deploy. Fine. Again go with edit mode.
Lakshman, one quick minute here. In regular R12, right, you copy the workflow and make changes. Here looks like we are directly making on the PPM standard one, right?
What will be copying? We don't copy anything. The seeded one will be defining for customizations. You can copy that.
Right. If I need to add a node or something here, then is there any way we can copy this standard one?
Yeah, that we don't do that because the modification and all will be so done by BPM guys. So who can work on this people language? They will be doing it.
So the process is similar. You take this standard one,
Yeah, we'll
and there should be
copy.
something to
Yeah,
copy that.
from the scratch. We'll copy it, and we'll do all these changes how we require.
Okay.
Fine. So now just go to the node which we enabled and click on this. Go to rule. So here you could see the seeded. Okay, one predefined rule you can see here. We'll just uncheck this. It's not at all opening. Fine, we'll create our own. Just click on create. Still many issues in this. Just 1 second. Okay, so now we'll go and create the rule. So earlier it was not opening that expand option. Oh, you can see it now. Click on go to rule, and here we are getting that expand option. Just click on that and make sure that this is disabled. And here after clicking on expand, just click on show advanced settings. Now inactivate it. Okay, inactivate, you can say save and commit. Now we'll create our own rule. Again click on edit, then go to assign is, go to the node which we already enabled. Just click on that, say go to rule, click on add rule. So I'll give the rule name as ERP Cloud AP Invoice Rule. So expand this. So now we are going to create the rule for supervisory. Here the expression we have to give as 1 is 1. That means approvals are mandatory. How that has to happen, that will be specifying with a then. So just say we'll be testing one more option also. If this is going to work, we'll go with the approval group of concept also. We'll see that. Just 1 is, you can say 1. Select constant, say 1. Now go to add action, say add approver, select supervisory. So these points we discussed already. The same we'll fill it now. Just number of levels, only one as we discussed here. Okay. So when this user is going to create the invoice, that should goes to only one level, just to this user supervisor. That's all. Then that would get approved. Starting participant, just click on this search option, and here you can say task created. Task.created. Okay, who is going to create the task? Who is going to submit the approval? Okay, for them this should be applicable. For any user, this approval should be applicable. That is the meaning over there. Specify top participant. Say get user. So in this hierarchy, who is going to be in the top position, that you can specify. Here we have a user called as ERP Cloud MGR. Okay, done with this. Now you can validate this rule definition. Just click on validate.
Okay. Lakshman, if you don't give any level, it takes the hierarchy all the way. If you have 4 or 5 people in the hierarchy, does it goes all the way?
It won't work. It won't work. You should provide. Okay, we have to provide. That's mandatory.
So we have to know for every employee what level, what level.
Your approval, the document should be considered as approved by routing to which level, that you have to specify in the system. Even you have to provide the top participant. Reality system won't use top participant, just parameter you have to provide. So you may have a big hierarchy. You may give the level as only one. That means if anybody is going to create, that goes to just their supervisor, that will get approved. But in that hierarchy, who is in the very topmost level, that you can specify. System is not going to send any notification, or the person is not going to involve in this approval process. Still, just for information, you have to provide. They made it as a mandatory, the value specification.
So if I have different amounts, ranges from two and different people.
We are not talking about amounts. Amounts is totally different. We can set, if you want to set amount base, in that case, this expression is not required. We'll be working on that amount base also. So there we will be setting the condition. Here there is no amount specification. If some employee is going to create any document, purchase payables document, okay, invoice, so that has to go to supervisor. Supervisor can approve it. That's what we are specifying, irrespective of amount. If you want to go with the amount, how we can set up, that we can see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So click on validate, then scroll little down here and come extremely down, and you just move little right here, and you can see here restore panel. Click on that, and again scroll down here. You can verify the status of this rule definition. Okay, no validation errors or warnings found. Now what you can do is just verify whether this is rule is active or not. Yes, it's active only. Fine. Now you can save. Say commit. Okay, done. Now what is the next point here? You have to enable invoice approval for this business unit. So we created from here. Just close this browser, or else let it be. Fine.
So Lakshman, from this BPM work list, can I go back to the home page or no?
From BPM you cannot go. That is separate navigation when we are working. So some cases you can see this two separate URLs also will be using, one for application, other one for BPM. From there you cannot just go to home page. Okay, you have to. That is the reason system will open the separate uh, link in the next different tab also. Here, if you notice, it's opening in the different, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you cannot go back. Only you have to go to other tab, or you have to refresh the navigation. That's how you can. So go to your implementation project. So go to invoice options.
We enable this already.
Yeah, for our business unit, enable invoice approvals. ERP cloud. So enable invoice approval. So save and close. Fine, done. Okay, now we'll go and create invoice with any one of the any amount, and we'll submit for approval. That should be routed to supervisor. That will go and verify. So go to invoice workbench, invoices. So create invoice. Select your business unit, ERP Cloud US business unit. Supplier also ERP Cloud US supplier. So defaulting site and everything. And give the invoice number and invoice currency. Any amount you can enter. I'm entering 5,000 because here we didn't define the upload rule based on the amount. It's completely supervisory. So provide line amount, same amount. Select distribution setter, enter manual distribution. Now validate this invoice. So approval required. Go to approval, say initiate. Hope it will work in this environment. Okay, done. Now we'll just go and log in. And before that, from here also you could see as that is available. You can go to expand this. Go to payables dashboard. Here require my approval, pending approval from others. In this list we should be able to see whatever we created. So since this user has access to many, we are not able to see. Here one is showing as a rejected. Oh, that is not ours. Yeah. Fine, no issues. Just we'll log into that user and we'll go and verify that. So ERP Cloud MGR. So we have to reset the password when you log in. The same logic is applicable in Tolo also, but just they remove that option in these environments. Okay, there should be a notification to this user related to approval. Yeah, great. It's working in this environment. Action required. Approval of 123 invoice, which is coming from AP Cloud US supplier. Just click on this. You can see there is one invoice which is submitted by ERP Cloud. This is what we expected in our environment, so it was not working since there is issue with approvals. So here this is the information. So you could see who submitted. ERP Cloud just came to this user supervisor. So then you can just take these actions. You may just request for more information. You may reassign, or else you can reject as a supervisor, or you can approve it. Just approve it. That would get approved. Now we can sign out from this user. So our user is ERP Cloud. Now the same notification this user will get as it's approved. Go to this notifications bell icon. You can see approved. The source invoice by whatever just created against this supplier. You can see this, and you can find the invoice as a status as approved by workflow through workflow.
So Lakshman, the top approval field which we fill in BPM doesn't really have any validation. It's just a dummy column.
Yes, exactly. Just we have to provide the value. Okay, this is the invoice. You can just click on this invoice number. You could see the status as workflow approved. Okay, so this is how you can just process these approvals. Now we'll see the approvals by using the approval group. Okay, we'll see how to set up the approvals by using the approval group.
Lakshman, in EPS, if we are trying to compare the process, if we have to check the approvals, we go to workflow web administrator. here in BPM, where can we check those?
The BPM work list. Okay, I'll show you. Anyway, we are going to create here. I'll take you through that as a part of setups. I'll show you that. Okay. So here we take in the case as employee supervisory. Now we'll go with the concept called as approval group. Approval group concept we have in EBS also, where you can group one or multiple employees into the group definition. Based on that, you can define the rule definition. Here what we'll do is we'll group one or two resource into this, and we'll specify the rule saying that if invoice amount same or less than 50,000, that should be approved by, who are part of that group. This is how we'll create the rule. Okay, we'll go and do it. So for that, first we have to create the approval group. So approval groups. This approval groups also will be able to create in the BPM only. So here we have a task called as manage approval groups for financials.
One question, Lakshman, the level in the previous PPM, if you put level 3, so it should send it to 3 different levels in the hierarchy sequentially, and after all 3 approved, then
The document
the invoice gets.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So sequential and level, right?
Yes, sequence hierarchy, that supervisory means it has to go one by one. So now
Okay.
cloud one will submit. It will goes to cloud one's manager. Once cloud one's manager is approved, then the cloud one's manager's manager it will go. Once that is done, is manager's manager it will go. Then only the document status you could see as approved. Not because of one level approved, you don't see as approved.
Okay.
Yep. So here we'll create the approval group. Just click on. Okay, you are talking about just where you could see here. From here you can verify. So you can go to home here. You could see if something wrong with the workflow and all, you will be getting the notifications here. Anything wrong with your workflow, all the notifications will be getting here. From here you can verify. Now go to administration to do that setup.
So would this be individual work list or this is admin work list?
User, individual only. That user related only will.
Okay. Okay. Is there any specific setup for sysadmin though?
Here you'll get this. See, when you go to home, you will get only that. You will be able to generate the reports. From the reports you can get more information. You will be able to get to know. You can generate the reports to look into all the issues on the with this. It will give you the options to run the report on the specific range. So based on that, you will be able to see that. You can just create reports, and that's how you can see.
So if a business user complains his workflow is not working, so in R2L, like we don't have that ID, we can get it and search for it and just look into that transaction. It looks like we don't have that concept here. Look into other invoices created by other people.
Invoices created by other people, in the sense that anyway you can go on to see from that respective user, you can say, or else if you have access to that payables related role, you will be able to see that. If you have a payables role, it's not like the same user we require. So if you have access, just you can verify from the invoice workbench only. So where you can navigate, all you can see. See, specific user related invoice, in the sense if you have access to the same role, you will be able to see. Irrespective of which user created, you can query the invoice and you can verify the status. But if any approval related issues, you can find from here only. This is the option. Just say, let me go to approval groups. It will take us to BPM. You can go to home. You'll get all the notifications here. Okay. So my tasks and all initiated tasks, these are administrative tasks. Here in the administration tasks, so you could able to see everything which are related to the complete BPM related, just all inbound and outbound related processes. I mean, complete upload related information you can see. As a user, you can see under this my tasks, you'll be able to see whatever you are initiating and what's wrong with those transactions. You can see those. Okay. So this is a place from where you can look into that. And other point is, whenever you are creating the invoice and all, from there anyway you'll have a view approval history, and by using that option you will be able to see to whom it is getting routed, that approval that you can verify. Here we'll go to invoice workbench.
The info leg probably, right? So
Yeah, just you can click on that invoice. Here we have view approval under notification history. That gives you the information. So who initiated, to whom it is assigned, and who approved. Okay, so here initiated by this user and it's assigned to ERP Cloud MGR, and it's approved by the same. And any issue?
do we have a force approval concept here, Lakshman?
Sorry?
Force approval?
Yeah, force approval we have when you are, in that case you no need to do all these setups, right? When you talk about force approval, so directly in the invoice options next to that invoice approval, just a checkbox, we have a force approval we can enable. So just a manual action you have to perform, same as EBS. Just will create invoice and we'll go to that approval and we'll say force approval, then it will be approved. No rule is required in that case. Fine. So now we'll just see how to create the approval group. Based on approval group, we'll create one rule and we'll understand that. Okay. So just go to administration, and here you can see approval groups. Here you can go create the group. To create the rules, you can go to task configuration. Let's create one approval group here. Say ERP Cloud group. You can just group multiple people into this definition. So search for member into this, select one member into this. We'll go with the ERP Cloud only. So search, same way you can just take multiple resource into this. Say save. So we create up one approval group. Within that we taken only one employee. Now go to task configuration. So here you can go with fin AP Invoice Approvals. This is the workflow which we can use for invoice related approvals. Say edit, assignees. Now say go to rule. So just disable whatever we created. deactivate it. Now we don't want to go with the employee supervisory. Just I deactivate it. Just say save and commit. Or click on edit. So just we'll verify whether that is disabled or not. Yes, deactivated. We'll create another rule now for our approval group. Okay, just I'll give the name as ERP Cloud. Enough. Just expand, and here you can the advanced settings you can minimize. So here we'll go with a if class. Just click on search. So based on which parameter you want to set up this, I'll say invoice approval, invoice amount. If invoice amount is say same or less than 50,000, that can be approved by which group of the people that we are going to specify. So invoice amount, you search for invoice amount here directly. You get some the filter folder options. You expand, okay, and say invoice amount. You can say long value. Okay, directly you can select invoice amount also, but it's recommended to select as a long value because invoice amount will be entering. That can be just any number. It can be small amount or big amount. Select as a long value. Say okay. So the condition is if invoice amount here you can specify say same or less than. These are the different options. You have more than, to whom it has to go, same or more than whom it has to go, less than whom. These are all specifications we can give. We'll go with the same or less than, say 50,000. Then click on search. Here you have to select constant and you have to enter that amount. Then only it will take in the proper format for system understanding. I'll say 50,000. Say okay. It will take into respective format. Then go to add approver, then select approval group. Earlier we tried with the supervisory. Now you can go with the approval group. So here select your approval group. So if invoice amount is same or less than 50,000, that should be approved by this group of the people who are in this approval group. They can approve. That is the meaning of this rule definition. Now just this is how the simple rule will create. Now you can submit for validation. Okay, done. So we'll verify the rule definition status. No errors or warnings. Fine. I'll say save and close. Save and do commit. Okay. Now just go and create invoice. Okay, so anything just you can enter. We have a just condition rule definition as a same or less than 50. That should be approved by the same user. ERP Cloud only through approval group. That's what we given. I'll just create with the 25,000. That means it's still same or less than means that falls under this range. Okay, We'll just give 25,000. The notification should come to the same user for approval. Even 50 also it will come. Okay, that's how we define the rule. The condition we given same or less than. Now just validate this invoice. Approval is required. Now go to approval. So you may say initiate, and if you think you have approval directly, you can say approve. Let's initiate. We'll see how it will be routed. Initiated. Invoice number is ERP Cloud. Then say save and close. Now go to payables dashboard. Here you could be able to see required my approval. Under this you'll find that invoice. May take some time. Well, at the same time we'll verify in the notifications also.
So Lakshman, for every invoice we don't need to initiate. Do we have any program it automatically pushes?
Yes. Same as EB doesn't have a submit invoice approval program.
So we can schedule that.
Yes.
We can schedule that periodically.
Yes, you can submit or you can schedule. Fine. We'll just sign out and sign in. It will get updated meantime. Now you can see there is an additional notification. Action required. Approval of invoice also, because the notification is coming to this user. The system identified within the approval group this user is there as a member. The notification is coming here. Other option you can see from the invoice dashboard also. Go to payables dashboards. In the payables dashboard you can see here requiring my approval. Okay, this user, okay, approval is required for this invoice. System identified, so this user is qualified to approve this invoice. So you can just select from here, you can say approve, or else from notification you can approve it. From here also, from anywhere you can do it. Just say approve. You may write some comments. Then now you can go and find the invoice. Just select. Okay. So here you could see approved status as approved. Okay, the same way, like we'll just see that again, say in our environment all the time these approvals are not working all the time. It's not working for our finance related. So better what we'll do is you can check for GL also. So fine, we'll see at the time. No issues. It's a simple task.
Lakshman, every group member has to approve it, or you have options to say some people can just get a 5Y or something like that in the group?
Yeah, that depends. Like it's not like the group you are going to set only one person. Okay, even in a group one person can approve. If you are going with a node called as serial, okay, serial, they have to approve all. If you go with a parallel node, all has to be approved, Okay, all has to be approved, but not in the sequence. Okay, all has to be approved, but not in the sequence.
But Lakshman, there is some concept called first responder wins.
Yeah, first responder in that case, yes, first responders wins. Okay, in that case, yes, the first one, anyone can approve, that would get approved. If you go with that node, the first one, anyone can approve, it will get approved. I'm just,
Yeah, could you show where we configure that so that we can know?
that is separate node. That is separate node we'll be having. So we have a different nodes.
So my question was related to the group. If you have a group of 10 people, can I 10 has to be approved whatever way,
No, we are talking
or
about group only. We are talking about group. When we have a people in the group, again the group you are defining by using which node, that is a matter. You have a group of 10 people. If you are going to use serial, okay, within that 10 people has to be approved one after one, then only that would get approved. You have a group of 10 people. If you are going to use that for parallel, randomly all the people has to approve, no sequence need to be followed.
so we have to see where we can set up that serial parallel on the group.
Yes. Okay, see the first responders wins and all, just I'll take you through that. When you are working on purchasing, there they given the separate node. In finance point of view, don't see that. Say approvals.
But Lakshman, there is a limitations of the nodes, so might be there will be the number of approver also. Might be some limit, right?
I didn't get you. What do you mean?
Because for one node, one approver, right? Suppose if we take the sequence of the approver, we suppose I have the 10 nodes, so 10 approver, so 10 nodes I have to select.
One node you can create a number of rules.
Okay.
One
And group also we can.
Yes. A number of groups. You can create a number of rules. A number of rules you can create. Okay. So this is what just first responder wins. Okay. So in case of parallel, just that's what you can specify. We'll see this also will be setting up when we are working on this case. You can understand that. Okay. We'll go with a few other examples also when we are working on other document approvals. We'll work for even for equations, purchase order, same workflows, nodes will be finding over there. So we'll set up. As of now, just these are the two cases which we tested. One is supervisory, other one is approved group. Okay. So let's be done with this. Just 1 second, we have to switch to other our instance.
Just an offline question, Lakshman. The imaging invoices, do we have a separate source for imaging invoices? I couldn't find it on the source on the invoice.
Yes, source only, like the same we have seen, that is a separate source you could see. When we are importing also, we'll give that source name, right?
Importing, I saw it, but after importing on the screen, I couldn't see it other than the image.
We'll just check it what you are talking about.
That's fine. Thank you.
Basically, the source will be displayed in this here. I'll just take you through. Here it will show source here. For an invoice, you can find the source here. Hello.
Yeah, I'm good. That's good. I think I was looking after opening the invoice. I couldn't find it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here you can find the source, and for in case of invoices, the same you can see that image invoices. So for that, they're given the source name as. So here you could see import case. You can see that. So here they are not addressing that. For this, what is the source name they given, and you go with import invoices. Invoice image source name they given as a invoice image. With that, you'll be able to see if you create based on that. Okay.
Lakshman, like in EBS, we have the access level of workflow. So do we have the same thing here in this workflow, whether we can modify or not that?
Access level, here you can make a copy and you can just modify that. You can just copy and you can modify. For that, you have a administrator roles within this. You can assign that workflow administration related BPM administrator roles to the user. Then system will give you that access where you can just work on the changes. Okay. Fine. Okay. This is all about this done. So this pending task which is completed. Now these two concepts we have, I think just we have 10 minutes time left for this. Okay. These two, the reporting part will work in the tomorrow session then. It's already 7:20. Yeah. So we'll work on this in tomorrow session then. Any questions based on previous classes or today class?
Lakshman, for sequential approval, where we can define the sequence?
Sequence. You can create it in the approval group itself. I'll show you that. I'll say just ABC group. Add members into this. We'll see how to add in the sequence. Okay, I'm selecting ERP Cloud. Say OK. Created. Now you are going to add one more resource into this. Then select it. Select this ERP Cloud. Then click on Add. Now here, how you want to add into this. Above selection or below selection. I'm selecting below. That's how the sequence you can specify here. Just for understanding, I'm taking as manager, it will come under below. And you want to have one more in the sequence under this. Add. So below we selected. There's a user called as Fusion. It's got selected. You want to have one more under this. That's how you can just add.
So, but so many, if suppose we'll create two more users, okay, approvers. So we have to be that also we have to create again the approver, I mean user.
Sorry?
We have to suppose if we are going to create two more approver. So I have to again create the two more
Yeah, you should do.
to approve.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to do that. It's not getting selected. Okay, you have to manually have to do that. I'm just going to revert it just for understanding. Yep.
So do parallel, and how do we do parallel as well? Lakshman, and can we have the hybrid as well?
Yeah.
Sequence.
Parallel and all you can do in the node only. Within the node, you have to select the relevant node. In that case, you don't need to worry about. You don't need to go with the selection. Say, in that case, you can create approval group without selecting below, above, and all this specification. Not required. Just select the resource into this. I selected one. Okay. Now just you can click on add one more. Search. So, okay. So directly you are selecting. You are not before selecting. You are not going to select here. That even if you have in the sequence, you are not intentionally. You are not defining one by one. You can just add here. After adding this, what you have to do is just you have to go to the node called as parallel or serial, whatever you want to select. Fin AP. Sorry, it's a whole related invoice approval. Now in our case, just we created this approval rules within the single approver. So now you can go with the serial or parallel how you want to manage to that specific node. I'll go with edit. Now this is parallel. Okay. You select parallel. Within this you just define that rule. You can go to this and you can define the rule. Within that use that approval group. So it will work as a parallel. All has to be approved, then only it will be approved. If you want to go with the serial, you can use this serial one. Just place cursor in. Not serial, it's a serial. You see here, invoice document approval, serial participant. This is parallel participant. Okay, that's how you can just.
So Lakshman, no need to define here the node itself. It is the representing whether it's a serial one or whether it's a parallel one.
It's
So
already.
no need to mention it.
No need to mention node itself. It's designed and developed for parallel. You can see in the pop-up. See the pop-up. Invoice document approvers parallel.
Right.
This is for serial. Okay, for the different cases they give in the different nodes. We don't need to define anything. Just accordingly you have to just keep the approval group whatever you are defining. Within that you can just arrange. If you are going to use serial, Okay, you have to that the sequence you have to definitely specify in the approved group. Then this node will follow that. If you are going to create going with a parallel, no sequence is required, right? You have to group randomly. All has to approve, then it will be approved. That's it.
So for serial and parallel, we need only one node, right? Not that.
One node,
Suppose if
separate nodes we have. Separate nodes. If you want to create the serial participant, use this node. For
but why they have given, yeah, but why they have given so many nodes? Like invoice level, they have given so many nodes. Then the invoice document level, they have given so.
header level and
What the purpose?
given. These
Yeah.
all are line level, invoice lines. Line level they give.
But Lakshman, what the purpose of giving so many nodes for a one level only, like invoice level, invoice document? It's not a one node, right?
One node. Why they given? Say invoice level. You want to set the parallel. Use parallel node. Invoice level you want to set serial. Use serial node. Invoice level you want to set forever information notifications. Use this node. For invoice only, what are the scenarios you are executing? According they given the different nodes. Okay. If they are going to give for
Not sorry, yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Notification also separate node?
yeah, separate node here you can see. Just forever information notification, that's all.
So you pick and choose what you need for your business, basically.
Yeah, exactly. What you need that you will be using. Rest all you can disable, you don't need to work on it. Specific one enable, which meets your approval requirement. Okay. That you can define the rule, that's how you can use it. Fine.
Lakshman,
So
one
if
question. Go ahead. Lakshman, there's a note it said sequential 2 of 4. So do I need to give like that level, the
No,
member, and what level or not?
you can give many. Just in the name they specify like this here. You could see here. It's a single participant, 2 in sequence, 6. Here you can have a number of. Okay, that point exactly you don't need to look at. Just so what type of node that based on that you can define how you require.
So my group takes over and tells how many people inside. It could be 2, 20, it doesn't matter, right?
Yes, yes, you can have a number of people into that group. That won't stop.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So how we require like which condition base we require accordingly we'll be selecting the nodes. Yes, Oracle given many, so you can choose what you want and you can implement that approvals. That's it.
so if I need for your information FII, so then I can use only FI node only, not for the approver action.
Correct. Yes, exactly. Only for that. No approvals are required. Just notification should be sent based on some condition. That's all. Okay.
Lakshman, do we have a control for subject line and body of the message, what it's sending anywhere I can see here?
No, you cannot set that information in these levels. Okay, just the default message goes to which we have seen in earlier. So action required and so on. So if any
That customization again goes to Beeple.
yeah, any changes through Beeple that can be modified.
So Lakshman, till now there is no technical work. It's a complete functional because we did not touch the technically for the like message body structure. Okay, anything, right?
Correct, correct. So it's a completely functional, like these all are as we know predefined workflows, BPM workflows. So you can go and set up the condition as per your requirement. Okay. Fine. These are the points. Anyway, we'll be working on these approvals again for P2P cycle for requisition, purchasing. I'll take you through how we can set auto approvals and other options. Again, we'll be working on invoice related, journal related approvals also. Those cases will touch base a few more other points. Then we can understand better about it. Okay. So in the tomorrow session, we'll just close these two concepts. Then we'll just jump into the approvals.
Yeah, actually, I want to know some nowhere related to these classes.
Okay.
Can I send mail to you or can I call after some time?
Yeah, you can send me mail.
Okay.
You can send me mail.
Okay. Yeah.